about to be right in the net. Hey.
Well, hey friends and neighbors, this is Chuck out at Sheraton Park Farms. Around here we talk about small-scale farming, where your food comes from, and living a rural lifestyle. If that kind of thing interests you, be sure and click the subscribe button down below. So far we've spent a lot of time talking about our chickens and a lot of time talking about our pigs. Today we're going to talk about these guys. This is our sheep herd. We're going to talk about what they mean to the farm, how we manage them. We happen to have a sick ewe right now, so we're going to show how we're taking care of her, and we're going to try to nurse her back to health. So hang out with us for a little while and learn a little bit about our sheep. So something that we've really not spent much time talking about, I think I did do one video that had a little bit about our sheep in it, and I'll post a link to that up above right now. But one thing that we've really not spent a whole lot of time talking about is our sheep flock. And so we've got a group of Dorper, or at least partial Dorper breed sheep, and these are hair sheep, so they don't require any shearing. And when we were doing our research to figure out which ones we wanted, the Dorper looked real attractive because they do well in dry climates, they do well in cold climates as well as hot climates. And here in central North Carolina, it can get, down below zero for, a couple nights in a row in the wintertime, and then in the summer it can get, up well above 90 into 100 and can stay dry for a while. So these sheep were really kind of looked like they fit the bill for that. So we started out with, I think we bought 11 or 12, and there were a couple of wethers or a couple of castrated males in there. So we ended up processing those and had really good luck with the meat, and it was a really, really good quality lamb product. So we were very happy with that. So in October of last year, about 3.5 months ago, we bought a ram to breed with the rest of the flock, and at the time we also bought 2 additional ewe lambs who had been, or excuse me, ewe sheep that had been exposed. So we think all these guys are pregnant, or all these girls are pregnant. So we've got them out on the pasture right now. We're giving them plenty of hay. We're also supplementing them with a grain feed just to keep their body condition up, because they are pregnant. The reason that we went with lamb and sheep, the reason we added sheep on the farm was we needed a ruminant. We needed something to eat the grass that would keep the grass mowed down and would go along and distribute a lot of manure and urine on the ground to help build the soil up. And these guys have really fit that bill. They have done fantastic. We can put them on a pretty small area and they can mow it down in a really, really short amount of time. So we're very pleased with the sheep. We like having them around. They're a lot of fun to work with, a lot of fun to watch. We've got the one sick one right now, which we'll talk about here in just a few minutes. But we've got the one sick one right now, so we'll kind of try to nurse her back to health and make sure that she's where she needs to be and ready for her lambs. Expecting some baby lambs end of March, 1st of April, so about another 8 weeks to go, 7, 8, 9 weeks to go, and hopefully we'll have some fresh baby lambs on the ground. That'll be a lot of fun to watch. So, but that's kind of a little bit about our sheep, and what we're doing with that. So as you can see here, we've got a sick ewe, and she's pregnant. We bought this ewe in mid-October, and she had been in with a ram. We don't know how far along she is. So sheep will carry 5 months. So if we got her mid-October, November, December, January, so she's at least 3.5 months along, probably farther. So she's probably pretty close to lambing. But we found her yesterday morning kind of laying down, but she got up pretty quick and started moving around. And then I went out yesterday afternoon and she was down again, but this time she wasn't getting up. So ended up talking to another sheep farmer who's a friend of ours that lives about 10 minutes from us, and he said it's probably pregnant Toxemia. So told us what to do. And for those of you that don't know, I've been a paramedic for 27 years and been a nurse for 19. So while I don't know a whole lot about animal health, I have a pretty basic understanding of biology and how things work. So we done a little bit of research and found out that basically what's happening is, as the lambs are growing inside of her, it's putting pressure on her rumen, essentially her stomach, and she's not getting the nutrition that she needs. So we brought her down and put her in a stall in the barn by herself, and have been giving her some 50% sugar water along with some electrolytes just to try to get some nutrition in her. And we've been giving her also, making sure she's got plenty of feed and hay in the stall with her. So this morning, she doesn't seem to really be any worse, but she doesn't seem to be a whole lot better. And I'm gonna take off on a rant for just a second. I called 3 veterinarians. We're in Greensboro, North Carolina. We're in the center of the state, large metropolitan area. We're on the outskirts. But I called 3 veterinarians yesterday, and nobody does livestock. I did talk to one vet at an equine hospital, and she said, well, if you can load her up and bring her in, it'll be, $200 to evaluate her, and then we'll probably put her in the hospital for a couple days. So that'll be another $750. So we were at $1,000 really before any kind of treatment was done. And while, we want to take care of this lamb or this ewe, and we want to make sure that she's healthy, from a livestock perspective and a business perspective, $1,000 is just not, for a vet trip that we don't know if it'll cure or not, is just not in the cards. I mean, it just doesn't financially make sense. If this were a pet, yeah, maybe. And we have You know, we've got 3 dogs and a cat, and we'd do anything in the world for them, but that's a much different relationship. You know, these are livestock animals. These are part of a business. They're part of our farm, and while we want to take care of them, we want to keep them healthy. I mean, we're very, very interested in keeping them healthy and doing well. That kind of thing's just not, that kind of money's just not possible. And it kind of speaks to a bigger problem in folks that are farming and trying to do this. If you've got health problems with these animals and you don't have the resources available in terms of health care for them, you got to figure it out on your own. And that's really kind of sad. You know, farmers are trying to feed folks and heal the earth and, you know, provide a good life for these animals, and the resources that they need on a small scale like us, it's just not there. So that's really sad that that we're in that kind of situation. But anyway, it is what it is. We're going to keep dosing her with sugar water and electrolytes, making sure she's got plenty of feed, and just hope for the best. So we'll see how it goes. All right, so what we've done is, part of managing this sick ewe is we've brought another ewe down and put in the barn with her. These ewes, actually, we bought them together, so they were the pair that were with the ram that had been exposed. So they're pregnant, but we just don't know how far along they are. So we think that their nutritional requirements are going to be about the same, so that's another reason to sequester them, and we'll feed them a little more concentrated than we do the rest of them until they get a little farther along. So we've got these 2 ewes together. We're going to feed them. The black one there that's laying down, we're going to continue to give her some sugar water, some electrolytes, and make sure that she has access to plenty of hay, plenty of feed, and clean water. So we'll see how she does. So that's a little bit about our sheep and how we're managing them. Again, you know, we're going to keep working with this sick ewe and see if we can get her nursed back to health. If you have experience with pregnant Toxemia, please leave us a comment down below and let us know, you know, if there's something else that you've tried that you've been successful with. We'd be really, really interested to hear that. You know, this is our first time with sheep. We've had them for less than a year, so we are definitely learning as we go. We want to be responsible to animals and take good care of them. So, you know, if you've got any pointers or tips, or, you know, anything that you think that we can do differently, please share that with us. We'd love to hear it. So we appreciate you watching. If you like what we're doing, please hit the subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, share these with other folks that may have an interest in small scale farming, where their food comes from, and living a rural lifestyle. And we'll see you on the next video.